So we are live right now and I'm about to send the link to all my Telegram members. So before starting, we are waiting for my Telegram members to connect, of course. All right, so we're just waiting a couple minutes. So all my Telegram members will be on the live and we will start. All right, so we'll just wait a couple minutes and see if everyone is connected. So we will start very soon. Right, so how many people we have on the live? Let's see. Currently have 60 people, so we're about to start. If you want to send the link to friends or whoever you want, just go ahead and send the link. In this webinar, which is actually just a YouTube live, but I call it a webinar because usually I do webinars, we will talk about 5 steps to get rich. So this is not the usual webinar where you see just scammy people where they tell you that you can just get rich quickly, you can just start trading and get rich in 1 day or 1 week or 1 month. But we will talk about real things, we will talk about how you're going to build money, how you're going to build wealth over time. So, if you're ready, I will just go ahead. I hope that everyone is connected and you don't want to miss out on this one. So hopefully you will stay connected. So first of all, I don't know if you can see in the whiteboard, but I will also write some steps and I will also just tell you what's going on. So first of all, we will start with the first step to get rich. And this is it is not overrated, but you have to keep in mind that this is very important. Maybe you heard this a million times, but you don't understand how much is important, and maybe you never heard anyone explain it to you like I'm going to do it right now, because usually they just say simple things. So in this moment I will explain in detail how it works. So the first step is budget. So when I say budget, I don't mean just, okay, this month I'm going to spend maximum $500. That's not what I mean. When I say budget, I mean that there is a correct plan on how you have to budget. The plan is, first of all, you have to save, and then the remaining you can spend it. When I say save, you don't just keep the money in the bank, but there is a procedure that you need to have. So you will need 2 bank accounts. This is very important, so stay with me. You need 2 bank accounts, and 1 bank account is for savings. The other bank account is to spend the money. In this case, when you get your salary, when you get your pay, or if you are a trader, since most of my audience is for traders, if you are a trader, when you withdraw, of course you get your money in the regular bank account, and right away you take the money and you do a bank transfer to the other bank account where you save your money. And the crucial point right here is that you don't want to have the credit card or whatever for that other bank account. The money is just going to sit there and stay there. You're not going to have a way to spend that money. So in this case, of course, it depends, because you also need to spend money, you need to buy food, you need to buy clothes, you need to go out sometimes and have fun. I'm not saying that you have to put away in the saving account 100% of your income, but what I'm saying is that you can start with maybe 12% or 20%, let's say 20%. In some time you will get to 80, 90%, but that's another thing, that's later. Right now, we are talking about maybe 20% if you're just starting out right now. So when you get your salary, when you get your pay, or when you withdraw your trading money from your trading account, you want to put 20%. Right away you do a bank transfer to the other bank account, so you put away 20%. The remaining you can spend it for your family, for your food, to go out and have fun. Of course, just remember that you don't want to have the credit card for the other bank account. This is a very important thing. Another thing that you need to remember is that if you have the rent, if you don't own a house but you pay the rent, you don't want the rent to exceed more than a fourth of your salary or of your pay. So this is very important. If you can just go to a smaller house with smaller rent, you want to lower your rent. It needs to be 1/4 of your salary. With that being said, and yes, if you're wondering, of course, I am also reading. I just don't have everything on my mind, but I wrote some things to tell you because I don't want to miss anything. This is really important. I hope that you will stay with me for the whole video. So I actually wrote it down. So sometimes you will see me read. That's normal. Second step is to learn a skill and create a side hustle. So in this case, I understand you might be working 10 hours a day, but I'm pretty sure that you know how to do something else other than your normal work. I am sure. Maybe some people are good at painting, some other people can play an instrument or whatever. There are a million hobbies, or just take your hobby and create a side hustle with that. I have a friend who likes animals. I say, hey man, you know a lot about that. Why don't you create a website or something or a blog and then talk about that? With time, it can become a side hustle. So in this case, you need to learn a skill or just take a skill that you know already and create a side hustle. You don't want to only have one income. You need to create more than one. Just with two, it is better, things get better. When you create a side hustle, you need to remember that you need to create value. When I say create value, it means that the market needs to give you value to what you're doing, to what you're selling. In this case, value is created by you, but the market determines your value. So in this case, if you're selling, let's say, a book at $10 and nobody is buying your book, is because the market doesn't value your book $10. So you need to get better, to read more, to inform yourself more, to study more, and to create a book that has the value of $10. So in this case, you need to create value, and just remember, if you don't understand this, you're not going to provide value to the market, you're not going to sell, you're not going to have a side hustle. In this case, of course, you might be trading, you might be working a job, but you also need to create value for someone and maybe sell lessons, sell a book or sell whatever. In this case, you need to make people understand the value that you're providing to others. For example, people that are workers tend to have difficulties in understanding this thing right here, to create the value, to have a side hustle. The reason for that is because they have a boss and they are not very sure about why they are getting paid. Like, for example, maybe you are a worker, you are under your boss, of course, and you are getting $2,000 per month. But you're not really sure why you're getting that money. Why am I getting that money? Why am I getting $2,000 per month? A lot of people don't know that, even though they are working from when they are 20 years old and maybe now they're 50, they don't know why they're getting paid. Like, what is the reason why I'm getting paid? Well, some people don't understand that. The reason why is because you have a boss and he has 8 hours a day to work. In that 8 hours a day, he can do maybe A, B, C. Task A, task B, and task C. But he cannot do everything that he needs to do. So he hires someone and he delegates what he has to do, maybe D, E, F, the tasks D, E, F to other people. In this case, what he's doing, he's freeing his time in order to do some other things and create value to the market. And maybe if he's selling a product for $2,000, he's freeing his time to sell that product, and with some money that he makes from that time that now he has, he's paying you. So I hope this makes sense. And if you want to have a higher pay, you have to also provide value at your job station. In this case, we're not talking about that. We will talk about this in a second time, but we are talking about, okay, you have your job, maybe you're trading, you're investing, and we will talk about investing right after this, but you need to create a side hustle. Because remember, I talked about the first point was budgeting, but you can budget a lot, but if you're not making more money, then it is a waste of time. What I'm saying is maybe on Instagram you see a lot of pictures that say, hey, your Netflix subscription is, I don't know, $7 or $10 per month. At the end of the year it is $100, and in 10 years it is $1,000. And if you invest that in, I don't know, a stock and you get that return, it is going to be a lot of money and whatever. But man, it is not that, because it is not the $7 or the $10 per month that are going to make a difference. You need to have the focus on making more money, on saving where you have to save, and making more money where you have to make more money. In this case, it is not the $10 per month of the Netflix subscription that is going to change your life. With this being said, we will move to the third point. So just to start from the beginning, first point was budget, and I explained in detail what and how to budget. Second step is to learn a skill. Third step right now is to invest. So this is another point that a lot of people talk about, but a lot of people don't listen, and the ones who are teaching, they are saying always and always the same thing. So right now I'm going to give you the right steps on investing. If you don't know already, I also have an Instagram page and a website for investing. So if you want, go check that out. You find the links here in the description below. So for investing, you have three steps that you have to keep in mind, 3 points. First of all, if you invest, it has to be long term. So long term is the first thing you have to keep in mind. Second one is low risk, because you don't want to have a high risk and maybe losing all your money that you made by working many hours. So low risk, second point. Third point that you want to have on your investments is that they are controlled by you, controlled by yourself. There you go. So in this case, first of all, you have to think long term, because when I say investments, it can be both real estate or the stock market. I'm actually investing in both, but let's say right now something more accessible to everyone, which is stock investing in stocks. Of course, you have to think long term, because many investors, the ones who are very important, the important investors, say that all you need in order to become a millionaire is a return of 10 to 15% per year. I don't care about 10 to 15%. I'm good with 7 or 8% per year. That's all I'm asking for. 7, 8%, 9% per year. It's all I'm asking for. So what I'm saying right now is that, of course, you heard this a million times, but if you invest $200, $300 per month on an indices, for example, the SPY, you will see the returns grow in time. Give me a second, I see that there is too much light. There you go. So let's move on. As I was saying, man, if you are 18, if you are 20, or even if you have some more years, just start right now. Put that money in an ETF, in the stock market, and grow your money over time. Of course, this leads us to the next point, which is low risk. You don't want to have high risk. You don't want to go to that companies that promise you a lot of return in a very short period of time. That's possible, but it's also really risky. What I'm doing is that, of course, I'm a trader, so trading is more risky than investing, but what I want to do is to take some money, part of my money, and put them into investments. But of course, my main income is from trading. So in this case, trading is a skill that I learned, and what I want to do is to keep trading, and with the money that I make from trading, I invest them in more safe investments, of course, in the stock market and in ETFs. So of course, as you know already, if you put $200, $300 per month for 10 years in an ETF that doesn't contain, not in just one singular stock, but in an ETF that has many stocks, for example, SPY, then you will see your money grow over time. And in thought years, right now I don't remember, if you get 7 or 8% or 9% return per year, it will take thought years to double your money, but you will double your money. This is the fastest and easiest way to become a millionaire, so please understand this. Let me check if we have any questions in the comments right here in the video. Let's see. So you cannot see on the board. I hope that right now you can. Let me see. If you can't, just please write down all of the steps that I'm saying. So right now, I said long term, first step. Second step is low risk. Third step is controlled by you, as I said already right here. When I say controlled by you is because you don't want to give your money to someone else and tell them to invest them. You don't want to just give out your money. Maybe you don't know what that people is doing with your money. You want to have control on the investments that you're doing. You, of course, maybe you don't know how the stock market works, you don't know some things. I will make another video on that. I also have a website, as I said already, go check it out. There is free education, but study a lot, study how the stock market works, how to invest, and then invest part of your money. So first of all, as I said already, budget, and budget in the right way, as it is explained in this video, and then invest, as I said already, with low risk and with a long-term mindset. The step before investing, just to do a quick summary, was to create a side hustle to make more money. So now let's move on to the fourth step on how to get rich for sure. Let me freeze that. So let's see if this comes off. Oh, well, it will take some time. Well, just move on. So the fourth step is isolation. So we will take a moment to talk about isolation. This is very important. When I say isolation, it doesn't mean that you cannot see anybody. What it means is that there are losers and you want to avoid losers. You don't want to have anything to do with losers. When I say losers, I don't mean maybe you're thinking about, I don't know, whatever. But what I'm saying is that you don't want to spend time with people who only think about partying, who only think about vacation, who only think about going out, having fun. Of course, you need to have fun. I am pro lifestyle all the way, but you need to understand that you also need to make some sacrifices, at least in the beginning, in order to get some results later. Of course, if you can afford to go out and whatever, do it. But don't only do that. Also, just go after your dreams, go after your plans. Don't just stay with people who are only thinking about, hey, what are we going to do tonight? Where are we going to party or whatever? Those are losers and you want to stop being a loser right now. What I'm saying is that there are a lot of people with messed up mindset, and mindset is really all you need together with the previous steps in order to get rich. Really, if you have a mindset that you can do that thing, you will also achieve it. What I'm saying right now is that right now, from tomorrow, you will need to start avoiding losers. Maybe it is your best friend, maybe it is your friend from when you were 5 years old, but you need to do this thing. If you don't do it, then nothing is going to change. You will need to cut some people out of your life in order to achieve what you want. Some people needed to cut their parents, maybe because maybe they had the wrong mindset. Some other people needed to cut friends, very close friends, and some other people maybe just had the right people around them. What I'm saying right now is that without the right mindset, you cannot, and without the right people behind you and around you, you cannot achieve certain things. You will not get rich, you will not achieve success if you don't cut out losers right here. So from tomorrow, if your friend asks you, hey, let's go party, let's go somewhere, you will say, hey, this money, I need to put it on my second bank account. And he will say, your second bank account? What is that? Or why are you doing that? what is this new thing that you're doing? And you will say, Edward told me to do so. I'm just kidding. You will say, man, I need to put it on my second bank account. Maybe you don't understand now, you will understand with time. He will not understand, of course, but this is the right thing to do if you want to go after your dreams. Those $20, $50 or $100 that maybe you were going to spend partying that night, you will put them maybe in an ETF in the stock market, and it will grow. Of course, those $100 will not make the difference, but if this weekend is $100, the weekend right after is another $100, and the weekend after again is maybe $50, in 1 month it will be already $250. So this will make the difference. It is not the $100 just one time, but it is the $200, $300 every single month, every single week. If you can put more, don't get me mistaken. What I'm saying is not to not see your friends anymore, to not go out anymore, because you need that. I did another video about the balance between life and between work. Of course, you need to have balance on everything, because without balance, you will just go just one way or just the other way. Maybe just only party or maybe just only work. And that's totally wrong. You need balance between the two things, and between staying with your friends, having fun, and between working hard and maybe trading, stay in front of charts, for example, for me, because I'm a trader, so I do that. But if you're working, go to work and whatever. What I'm saying, I repeat, is not to avoid your friends, to cut out your friends, but it is to cut out losers. So I hope that you don't have losers in your life, but if you do, start avoiding them. They will either change or you will maybe never see them again, but this is the only way that you can go after what you want, if you want certain things. You cannot have the friends that says, let's go to the club tonight. Maybe you can go. I go to the club sometimes, but it cannot be every single time. You also need to have friends who help you, who support you, who talks about businesses and trading and whatever. But you cannot only have friends who think about this. So for this reason, even if it is hard, even if it hurts to do it, you need to cut them out. And in this case, what I'm saying connects to the mindset step. And this is really important. It is the fifth and last step to my guide to get rich for sure. And the summary of mindset is to understand that it is possible. So I'm an example of this because I don't come from a rich family. My parents and my grandparents were not rich, but I just believed that some steps, some things were possible. When you understand that something is possible, you will go after that. You will start believing that it is possible. You will take the steps necessary to achieve some things, and you will actually achieve them if you take the right steps, if you put in the right effort. Before continuing, let me see if I have any other question here in the comments. Well, let's move on. I was saying, understanding that it is possible. When you understand that something is possible, you will take the steps to do that. As I was saying, I'm not coming from a rich family, but understanding that maybe making 10,000, 15,000 euros or dollars per month was possible actually took me there. When my grandparents still tell me, why don't you get a job? Why don't you go working? A safe pay is better because what you're doing is not safe or whatever. But when you are into something, when you want to go after your dreams, just understanding that some goals are possible to achieve, when you understand that 15K per month is possible, you will take the steps to actually get there. So with that being said, these are my 5 steps. I hope that you like this video. This video will still be here on YouTube for you to watch. And if you have any questions, I'm just available on Telegram. And also you can contact me by email if you have my email. With that being said, right now I will go to record my video analysis, which I do every weekend for my VIP and also free channel for trading. And if you want to join my VIP, of course, you can just contact me. With that being said, I hope you like this video and see you next time.